This is a review of Survivor Season 35, Episode 3. My kisses are very private. Welcome back to the Dylan Berry Network for another review of another great Survivor episode. Joining me, as always, repping an NBA Champions shirt, a fresh NBA Championship shirt, Richie Becerra, repping the OKC Thunder. Richie, welcome. Thanks for helping us get through episode.
Thank you.
Get through episode 3. We are going to review the whole episode. We're going to rename the episode at the end because my kisses are very private. I mean, that's a pretty, that's a mouthful. I mean, ironically, of a title. We're going to rename the episode. We're going to do Survivor press conference, talk about which castaway stock is up, which castaway stock is down. We're going through season 35, heroes versus healers versus hustlers. To really watch Chrissy. That was kind of my crux. I wanted to see Chrissy season. We're in summer 2025. Wanted to get ready for Survivor 50. I gotta say, man, for these first 3 episodes, kind of a slow start. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure. And I think sometimes you have that, and especially those early 3 tribe eras. I feel like we got a lot slow starts because people didn't really know how to play it as much.
Yeah.
It was different from the 2 tribes of 10. So you got to go about it different ways for sure.
Yeah, and the challenges are. It feels like they're really quick. And I mean, and also, yeah, maybe it's just we're used to this new era where, new era. You're introduced to so many different crazy twists and turns right away, journeys, whatnot. I mean, we've seen some idle play so far, but yeah, kind of slow. But you can kind of feel it like we're weeding out. That's another good thing that's happening is we're weeding out some people. But let's get into the episode. We get back to the Hustler tribe who just voted out. Man, I'm already forgetting who they voted out. Oh, I wrote it down. Simone, which is funny. And this episode starts in the daytime, which I feel like most episodes start at night.
Yeah, rarely happens.
I would be curious the percentage of episodes that start during the day. It's got to be very, very small. So this kind of feels like a unique episode. And they say something that's interesting that probably happens every time someone votes out. They're celebrating wearing Simone's clothes after Simone left. Which is kind of a funny little wrinkle. And right away, the Lauren and Patrick rivalry starts off this episode. It continues throughout. But she's planting those seeds to the other tribe mates that, he said the night before, I trust almost everyone here. And he could have meant Simone. But good move by Lauren, who might feel like she's on the bottom, to put a little target on Patrick's back.
Yeah. And I mean, you got to feel like you're on the bottom if you're her too. The other 3 are all very similar aged, younger, a little bit more fit, and she kind of doesn't fit in that mold. So you got to do what you got to do socially, and it seems like she's doing a good job of that so far. Yeah,
I think Lauren had a good episode, and I mean, we'll get into it a little more. But we get over to the hero tribe, Chrissy and Ben. They have fully linked up, and they're kind of talking about what to do next. But there's a scene here in season 35 that I think probably made Jeff Probst giddy. And it is Allen, this NFL football player, which I looked it up today. I looked up some of his stats. 6 interceptions in the NFL. I believe it was over 7 to 8 years as a cornerback. Doesn't look like he was cornerback 1 ever. But had some impact. Had a half a sack one season. I mean, it's hard to be in the NFL,
for sure.
But he's struggling here to cut open a coconut. And I imagine, just Jeff watching this NFL player get on the same level as everyone else of dude, it is hard for anyone to open a coconut. Because I honestly think if I was out there swinging that machete that close to your hand to get those things open, that's scary.
100%. I'm the same way. And I'm not the most handsy person. I don't know how to use all those tools that well, and that would scare me so much. I get scared using a hammer sometimes, and I'm going to hit my hand.
Yeah, and it really is amazing because you watch, season after season, and some of these players who, it could even be a Cochran is suddenly swinging that thing and feels so comfortable, so confident doing it. It's amazing, what happens to these people. And I know he loves that, human social experiment thing, and to have big bad NFL player just struggling to open a coconut. I don't know. I thought of Jeff in that moment. I liked it. Over at the Healers Tribe, Cole and Jessica are fishing together. A little romance in the air, kind of like a couple of romances happening on the other tribe.
Yeah.
Also, back at Heroes, JP, like there's that duo that's trying to not be a duo, but at the Healers, Cole and Jessica, like she's like fully head over heels for this guy,
Oh yeah.
like saying this is our only time to get away, to go fishing together, and then ultimately it comes down to Cole telling Jessica about Joe's idol.
Hmm.
Good move, bad move. What do you think?
I thought it was a good move.
Yeah,
You got to have one person that you can really trust, and clearly Joe's not the person that he's going to really fully trust. So I thought it was a good move telling her.
yeah. I mean, we'll talk about it. He opens it up a little more later, and that's when it gets a little dicey.
Yeah.
But over at the Hustlers Tribe, Patrick kind of also puts more a brighter target on his back because it's this funny scene where he like slowly sneaks out of camp, but like doesn't say anything, and then immediately looks for idols like right away, like right off the path
Yeah.
where the camera guy doesn't even need to follow him. This was like a really weird idol hunt to me because you're being subtle about it, but
Hmm.
you're not. It's very clear what you're doing. And I don't know. For me, I didn't think Patrick was the right one to go as a physical tribe or whatnot, but he was stumbling over himself this whole episode.
Oh yeah. Just it seemed like mistake and blunder after mistake and blunder, and I've
Yeah.
still never understood just the searching like that in broad daylight when everyone is all together. If people are going off and like spreading out doing their own thing, you got two people here, two people there, sure, go ahead and go look. But if everyone's all together like that, that's bad luck.
Yeah. Not great for Patrick, and it's a self awareness thing too that I think a lot of people have to learn once they get out there. They don't realize what they were doing. Then back at the Healers Tribe, because that was the Hustlers Tribe. Back at the
Hmm.
Healers Tribe, this is a funny moment too, where this feels like classic Survivor to me. Joe doesn't like the cooking of the fish. It seemed like they were fish, and he causes up a stir. Doesn't like that it's raw fish. Is calling it out. I love that. Like, I mean, there was just in old Survivor, you could be annoyed by someone, and that's enough fuel to vote them out. And
Hmm.
I kind of like that because that's petty reality.
Yeah.
And Survivor is like become a real good competition. But I sometimes miss the pettiness that like we
Hmm.
see these people go through. And he's
And
just.
not even just him not eating it, but then he had the audacity just to throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone else would have eaten it, and he just threw it.
Yeah. He's like, you can have all the raw ones, and they're like, look, you can cook next time. He's like, no, I'm just saying, it's raw, and it's like, dude, you're out there, it's fish, like you can eat it, like you should eat it. Kind of a funny moment there. And then also this is when Cole does open it up to the rest of the group. He tells Rourke, which I did not even realize Rourke had spoken in these first three
I don't
episodes.
think she had, bro.
No, I was like, oh man, what is her name? I feel like I
Yeah.
don't remember it. I feel like I felt
Because I,
dumb.
I saw her at first and I was like, oh, it's just Ashley or not
Yeah.
Ashley, the other girl again. But then it's a different person.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, okay. And then I'm like, Rourke. Okay, there's someone named Rourke on this tribe. Good. Um, and yeah, I mean, Cole really does open it up here, and then Desi comes over too, and he tells Desi, "Is this like this is where it gets too bad? Because eventually, like, you do want to share this information, but you don't want people to have it for days."
Yeah, I think you got to wait until at least you lose a challenge before you tell them that, because that seems way too early to me. Because anything can happen from now, and then they can go talk to him, throw you under the bus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's just all about timing there, and I don't know. You give people too much time to go to bed at night thinking like, "Ooh, now how can I twist up the game? He gave
Hmm.
me this power now." Very risky. I mean, we won't see it play out this episode, but I mean, and tribes are switching things up next episode, so that is definitely a good storyline to have because now multiple people know that Joe has this idol, but Joe doesn't quite know that yet. Pretty good wrinkle. But then we get to the immunity challenge where you're running through some obstacles, you're throwing at some blocks like a carnival game, then you're stacking them up. Pretty straightforward, not a real crazy, unique challenge, to be honest. But they're playing for chickens, they're playing for eggs. Classic, gotta love it.
Hmm.
And yeah, they show something really interesting in the edit because everyone breaks through the obstacle pretty well, and then they start throwing at the blocks, and this is kind of the part where you can make up ground or make a huge lead happen. And they show the other tribes. I think it was the healers. Like they actually go, "Hey, switch," and they switch, and it helps them.
Yeah.
Joe ends up pushing out the blocks. We do see Patrick like turning around whenever they're asking him for a switch. And he doesn't switch. He stays in it. He blames adrenaline later. I don't know. We've talked a lot about this, about feeling like being the athletic one and being like, dude, I want the challenge in your hand. Do you see adrenaline sweeping yourself away, or if you're struggling, you're okay to tap out?
100%, especially if you're dead tired like that too. And I mean, yeah, it doesn't seem tiring, but when you have like no nutrition and you're throwing as hard as you can to try to get these off. And I mean, on some of these, he wasn't even coming close to hitting the pole even.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a true athlete is going to know when it's their time to back out. But
yeah.
Hey.
And they make a good point later too. Like you want to lose as a team too, because then it's not on you. Because like immediately, because dude, if it's your fault that you won, that's not that special of a thing. But if it's your fault that you lost, that is way more impactful. And yeah, did not switch. And I mean, I love that we hear from Lauren later that she's been playing outfielder for 25 years. That comes up, I think, 3 times, which is awesome. And then you kind of go, yo, I wanted to see that. I bet like she might have a cannon.
Yeah.
And yeah, the challenge moves on. An awesome moment too, where they're stacking the blocks, which just was stacking, kind of like not. I don't know. That's not really a puzzle either, but and I'm sure that was difficult. But like another Jeff phrase that I don't think gets mentioned a lot, but is really breathtaking and really like stops the show is something is not right. Whenever you have your puzzle, maybe it's Joe saying, you know, whatever he said on his thing, got betrayal or whatever he said. Like that's always electric when he can stop a challenge in its tracks and be like, no, go back, you're missing something, but doesn't tell them what they're missing. Epic moment, and actually causes the healers to end up getting second. Heroes get first, they get the chickens, and the hustlers lose their second immunity challenge. And it's easy to point at Patrick and say that's probably the reason. But like, I mean, I also made a connection that it's like it's good to. It feels like the Super Bowl this year because a curly-headed guy named Patrick wearing red just like kept throwing, and he was only hurting his team. I don't know. It just reminded me of that Eagles Super Bowl. There was a connection there. I was like, that's a bit of a stretch, but
yeah,
you know, I
like it.
We can always tie things back to sports here on the DBN. We go to some scrambling here, and I gotta say, I did not know which way this vote was gonna go. I kind of thought like, oh, they are gonna band with together and just keep the young guy. And was everyone else really as annoyed as Lauren? But yeah, they all get back to camp and they're all sitting there for a second. And then I think Lauren decides to get up and go to the water, which has got to be a crazy game of chicken of like, all right, we see this happen sometimes where people just immediately jump into it, or they're sitting around going, okay, who's going to talk to who first? Yeah, Lauren, this is where Lauren talks about playing in the outfield 25 years. She said she could hit a catcher in the forehead out of center field. Awesome. She also has the sunglasses tan, which I know she's a fisherman, but like the sunglasses tan, I got to imagine some Oakleys out there in center field.
Yeah.
Just going two away. Yeah, I don't know. I got to see it. There's got to be some highlight footage of Lauren. Ryan and Devin kind of feel like they're in the middle to dictate votes. But yeah, after they were all scrambling before Tribal, where did you think the votes were going?
I mean, it was hard because I've seen this season before and I knew who went for there, but
I thought,
honestly, that skewed my judgment.
Dang, yeah. I mean, I was along for the ride, and we get to Tribal, and like, like Lauren, it felt like she was at the bottom swinging and like, saying things like he's only good. The only thing he's good at is idol hunting and whatnot. And he just seemed really confident where I'm like, oh man, he must have the votes. He must be okay.
Yeah.
And funny moment from Jeff to Ryan when he tries to pose a question to him, say, Ryan, imagine you're in a relationship, and he cuts him off right away. And like, you see Jeff taking it back, which you don't see that a ton, but he's like, oh, Jeff, I've never been in a relationship. And you see Jeff kind of go like, do I continue with this metaphor? That was funny. And yeah, I did think it was a good point when I think it was Allie who said, if he can't get along with Lauren, how is he going to get along with others? And I'm like, that's a really good
Hmm.
way to vote and really think about like
Yeah.
going forward. It's not about winning the next early tribe
Hmm.
challenge, but like, look, if we can go to four of us into whatever merge or whatever, can we trust that guy? And honestly, you
Yeah.
can't. You can't trust Patrick. Um, yeah, and we get the votes, and Patrick gets them all except for the one he puts on Lauren, and he was legit mad. That's got to be one
Hmm.
of the most
Yeah.
real anger moments we've seen. That like, I don't know, it was like scary.
I think he at least to the fullest expected Allie's vote.
Yeah,
And because you can kind of see he kind of looks at her, I
yeah.
feel like a little bit more. And I mean, she doesn't even really look up at him at all.
And I mean, how can you? And it's got to, yeah.
Yeah.
It yeah, it's tough, but he was like, and he turned around too, and yeah, I guess a moment for Patrick. I mean, just a guy who played probably a little too hard and
Hmm.
was a little annoying at first, but like I don't know, he seems like he could have been a guy that went far, but
He would have been a good one to have brought back like 3 or 4 seasons later for
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, because yeah, just didn't get any votes and didn't have it. Lauren had him. But yeah, I mean, I also wondered, and we'll go into the Survivor press conference now. If you could ask Jeff or a Castaway a question immediately following the episode, what would it be? Dude, I kind of feel like they cut out something here. When he turns around, there's a really good shot of him staring
Mm.
at him, but they cut away from it fast, and I'm like, I wonder if he said something, and
Yeah.
and if he didn't, do they ever cut things like that are easily like if he says something nasty and it's just like, dude,
Yeah.
it's not worth showing or whatever.
Hmm.
Not saying that he did or didn't. It just kind of felt like, oh man, he had a lot of anger in him, and he kind of seemed like he was ready to explode.
Hmm.
Cause you do see it in his little exit confessional too that he was devastated and truly blindsided.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that'd be my question, probably for Jeff. Um, Along with asking him if that coconut scene does make him giddy, because I do wonder if it does. What about you? You got a question?
Yeah, my question would be for Patrick, and I think immediately after getting voted out, I would want to know if he regrets not switching out when he was missing all those shots at
Yeah,
knocking the blocks off.
yeah,
I just think getting that raw answer from him would be a
yeah,
good point.
yeah. You got to wonder. I mean, if like that's probably a great Survivor question to any castaway is like, what's one moment that's like maybe hard to watch
Hmm.
too, like looking
Yeah.
back, right? That you're like, man, if I would have just did that differently or just came in, yeah. And that's definitely his. You can circle that and go, man, that's no good. All right, let's go into stock up, stock down after this episode. Which castaway stock is up and which castaway stock is down? Who do you got?
Stock up, I went with Ryan.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's still in like probably one of the best spots on that tribe. I don't see any way that votes flip to him. So
Yeah.
I think he's kind of doing a good job now. He kind of secured that early alliance, got a good spot in the tribe, and now he's kind of laying low and not playing too aggressively, which is smart too.
Yeah. Nice. I like the Ryan pick. I mean, Ryan's also not going to be one that's too. He looks socially like he's going to be a little deviant, but physically
Hmm.
you would not assume that, and he would say that too. I think. My stock up is going to be Rourke. Just be out of going from 0 to 1 confessional, and you have knowledge of where the idol is. Like
Yeah, hey,
your
yeah,
stock
that is
from
stock up. Yeah,
if you're at 0, like that's a fair go to 0 to that.
yeah.
I'm gonna give you that. I know your name now.
Hmm.
And yeah, just very aware of you. And before that wasn't the truth. Because I mean, yeah, stock up. It's hard for anyone else to go stock up. I
Yeah.
was thinking because I don't know. Yeah, so I'm going Rourke. Stock down. Who do you got?
Stock down, I got Joe,
Same,
just because now every single person knows about, I guess, except for Mike, knows about his idol.
except for Mike. Yeah, dude, poor Mike.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
and
Yeah.
everyone still thinks
Yeah. Well, I mean, now that they know he
in
has it.
Mike's head, he thinks everyone thinks he has the idol.
Yes, no, yeah, it's true. And I don't even think we heard from Mike this episode either.
No.
Um, But yeah, I'm gonna go stock down with Joe too. The idol plus annoying people. Like that's just the beginning. And I mean, he clearly has a big personality anyway. So like, I like that call too. Stock down with Joe. But he does still have an idol. So you're in a decent spot, but you're not in a better spot than you were before this episode. All right, let's rename the episode. Like I said, it was My Kisses Are Very Private, which, yeah, I'm guessing that's from Jessica. But, yeah. What other name do you have?
I went with I wanted those chickens, and I think it's what Patrick was saying when he was kind of caught up in the moment. He wanted those chickens. I
Nice.
think chickens are probably one of the most classic rewards you can get, other than maybe a tarp.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be a great one to have in the title.
Nice. I like that. I like that. I'm going with I think it was something that Joe said. Lovebird disease. I thought lovebird disease was really
Yeah, that's a good
clever.
one.
Because it's like, oh, it's great, and like I don't know, like during those confessionals of, and I guess you've watched Love Island, so coming off of Love Island, like, Survivor confessionals are very like pointed and whatnot, but like
Hmm.
they get you to the next thing. But like the way that she was expressing how much she likes this guy and is obsessed with this guy, like was just like, man, what show is this? Like, right? Like she
Yeah.
was very expressive and was feeling some very intense things, and that
Hmm.
always clouds judgment in Survivor, for better or for worse. So. That's what I went with. That's episode 3 of Survivor 35. Richie, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
I got to ask real quick before you go, couple, maybe some ins and outs. I want to know, are you in and out on a couple things just because, some trends are happening right now. I want to know in and out on College Football 26. What's your quick review? You've only played it about a week
In
or
on College Football
so.
26.
You're big in, but what's your
Yeah.
quick thoughts on it just after a week of play?
I still don't understand how they decide to not let defenders get an angle of pursuit. This is
Oh,
like they're taking angles that like Pop Warner kids would take,
oh,
which is
interesting.
probably like my biggest complaint with the game.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I remember last year, dude. It took them a couple months to fix a lot of bugs, but that's because it was the
Hmm.
first game. I mean,
Yeah.
now you would think they'd be a little cleaned up, but interesting the pursuit. All right, I've seen a lot of online, like a lot of people. It feels like years past. We've been on Cutwaters for a long time, but it
Hey.
does seem like the internet is changing its tone
Hmm.
and being a little honest about what these Cutwaters can do. Are you still in? Or are you out on Cutwaters?
Oh, we're still in on Cutwaters,
All
baby.
right, all right. But you acknowledge they are dangerous.
Oh yeah.
They probably should
Hmm.
be studied and looked at.
Let's bump those up to let's get some 16 percenters in there.
Jeez, yeah. The thing about it is like, yeah, like Four Loko looks like it tastes, right? It looks
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Like that should destroy your stomach. But Cutwaters have
Hmm.
this classy look to them, this
Yeah.
uniformity that's
But
like,
they have more percentage.
yeah, they have more percentage, and I don't know what that is that's in there. And it's like it's not like making a really strong drink. It's just
Yeah.
there's something else. All right, so you're still in, and then talk a little bit about California golf, California versus Arizona golf.
Hey,
I mean,
California golf is different for sure.
how are they different? I liked how you were
Ball
talking.
doesn't roll as far because ground's a little thicker, grass is thicker. Hitting out of the rough is way tougher in
Yeah,
California. Where in Arizona, you might be in some hard grass or desert. In California, you're in thicker grass, which we don't really have in Arizona. So it was just an adjustment. But great views. The
oh
course
yeah,
was fun because there was a lot of blind shots that you couldn't see really where the hole was. Where we don't have that maybe as much where I play a lot.
yeah,
So that was fun.
yeah. Like, do you feel like because have you played since you've been back home?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, do you feel like you had those rolls up to the green now, and
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, your
Hmm.
fairways are hitting longer too? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. That's something I haven't. Yeah, because I remember that in Arizona, the ground's a little harder and like it's a little dry
Hmm.
there, and that definitely makes a difference. All right, well, good stuff, Richie. We'll be back for episode 4. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.
See ya.